friends will run off. They will not even communicate with you anymore. Let me tell you, especially if you're a woman, and you become single parent, and people discover now you're a single parent. Hey, even you'll not be invited to some parties. You know why? Because you become dangerous. Because now you're single, they assume you're going to take their husbands.
Are they okay.
You don't get it.
Because I thought maybe they're acting like
happens.
this is some plague. As soon as you bring your single parent energy, they'll become a single parent as well.
Yeah. They see you now. You become even isolated. Actually, you're already having a difficulty because you're alone. And I'm not saying you became a liability that people have to fear you like sickness. I mean, how they're avoiding corona and all that. You don't become contagious. I mean, single parenthood is not contagious. This is something that one can deal with. And the issue is when people stigmatize single parenthood or single mamas especially, who then the mamas who are in marriage, if you are friends, you are actually family friends.
Yeah.
You are meeting even for children to play together, and all of a sudden, because they realize your marriage has gone down the river, they start avoiding you. It is really not fair, because the parents, the marriage not working between those two people is between them. It doesn't mean that suddenly this woman is going to start looking for your husband. I mean,
but don't they, from the other side, what I tend to see is single parents find it hard as well. Not to say that they will go and look for a friend's husband to be with. They must find it hard to find somebody to be with that will take on their child as well.
It's even very difficult, actually. It's very difficult. And let me tell you, the reality is actually when most of the single parents, when they become single, they are not, first of all, they are working on their situation. Yeah. They are now trying to find the orientation. They are not in that situation where they think, right away I have to get married now. I have to get somebody else right away. Some people actually, and I advise any single parent, when you become a single parent, don't rush to get into another relationship, because you need first of all to recover, if possible. Yes. Take your time to recover. Take your time to orient yourself to the new situation.
Yeah, because it's highly likely that the relationship that you in brought a lot of trauma, and you do not want to take that trauma.
Yes, exactly. And I think one has to deal with that. This is now at the starting point. Even if it's possible, you should have therapy. You should have someone to help you walk through the new situation. It's like a new situation in your life. Like the German says, neue Lebensabschnitt. It's a beginning of another era in your life. So it is not bad to stay single for a while you are trying to find your bearings in your new situation. Get to know your children. Let your children get adjusted to the fact that now our mama or our papa is alone, and she's trying, or he's trying, to deal with the situation alone. And so it's time that mama needs time also to recover, and for the children to just get adjusted to the new situation. For the children to get used to the new situation, to adjust to the new situation. It's not wrong to stay single. Some of us, we are so afraid of the stigma of being single or being a single parent that we rush. We are so frantic, and we start because we are afraid of what the community will say. Because some of our community is so hard on single mamas, and because some of our communities are like, when you are single, you are a liability. You're going to go poor right away. You're going to lack this and this. And so some of us then rush. You're quickly, and I'm not condemning those who fall in love right away, because it also can happen. I mean, I'm not saying there's a limit of you have to wait 1 year or 2 months or whatever. I'm just saying give yourself time. Give yourself time to get, first of all, realize what has happened, and then orient yourself, and then you can get into another whatever, But we don't have, and I think you don't have to do according to the expectation of the community. It is about you and your children. And if you have to deal with the situation with your ex-partner, deal with it in a peaceful way, and deal with it in a respectful way, because it affects also the children. It affects the children how how you deal with the person, you deal with the father, because most of the time it's the father you're dealing with. There is still part of the children's life, and it's also important. Yeah.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Just say you've become a single parent, mother or father. The relationship, maybe you've been out of the marriage for 1 week. When is the right time? And you found somebody, as in another person that you're dating.
Yeah.
When is the right time to introduce that person to your children?
To the family. Well, I think this is very tricky, because I think it's not good to go right away and start bringing the person. Like in the getting to know the person.
Yes.
You don't rush and bring the person to the home, to the children. Because what if now, after 2 months, this person, things go wrong, and then you decide to move on and look for somebody else? You cannot be bringing your children every 3rd month, a new partner to your children, because that's also a bit traumatizing. And secondly, the children may start thinking a bit strange about you as a partner, as a family, as a father or as a mother. I think there you have to be wise and take your time, and only when you're really, 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 really sure this is the man I want to start my next relationship with. If you're really sure and everything you've checked it, then you can introduce the person to the children. But I would not say you go out, maybe the first time you got a babysitter and you had the chance to go to the club or to go outing, and then you met somebody, and then in the evening you say, let's go to my house. I don't think it's a wise thing to do. I think the best thing is to take time.
So do your homework first.
Yes, do your homework, find out about the person. And also, I would say especially single mamas, because we have had issues of pedophile people who prey on single mamas. They look for people or mamas who are desperate or who are desperately looking for a partner, and they have children, and then they if they are already having very, very bad thoughts, and they hear you have children, and they will like pour you with love and even show how they love the children. Be very careful that you don't bring trouble to your family, because sometimes the children, because they want you to be happy, they may not be open to tell you what is going on. If this partner comes to the family and starts misbehaving, they may not tell you, and then you brought actually a curse into the family than a blessing. So it's always good to be very careful, to take your time to get to know the person. There's no limit of time. I would not say wait 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Yeah. I mean, you have to know yourself what qualities you want of a man and what qualities you have that you want to for your children to be contact with. I mean, you don't bring every Harry and Jack into the house just because he's a man, or any lady into the house just because she's a pretty woman who you met in club or you went for to the park and met that person. We need to be very careful, especially single parents. Because loneliness is a big issue there.
People do that, and people do that. I don't know if it's because of loneliness. I haven't spoken to enough people to understand.
Yeah.
But they bring, just say it's loneliness, for example. You're lonely, you bring a woman or a man into your life, and that person makes you feels a whole. Yeah. But one thing that they may not do is be that right person for your children. If it's your children, they neglect them, or maybe they have their own children and they take their children out, or they intentionally make your children feel like they're lesser.
I mean, I would say that's a red flag. For me, you have either you accept me with my children and love them equally, like yours, if you have your children, but I would not let anybody look down on my children, or because if a partner brings new children to my family, I will respect those children. I will love those children like mine. But if the man now decides to treat my children badly, I don't think he's the right person to be in our lives. Because these children now, they have only me taking care of them. What advantage do they have when they get another man in my life who is mistreating them? There's no advantage there for them. And children really depend on acceptance and love. Sometimes you may not have to give them expensive gifts. They just need to know that they are taken care of, that they are loved, they are accepted, they are taken care of, and you are there for them. First, before even I continue, I want to thank Wanjiru MTB for being part of us here. She's giving very good insights into this topic. She says, I have to read or you read. It's better for one to be single parent than raising your kids under a home without peace. And peace is a very, very important thing. Whether you're in the old relationship or whether you moved out and you're now in a new relationship, peace is so important. And peace can bring a lot of healing also for you and for the children. You know, whether you're a man or a woman, it's so necessary. I want to thank also Lisa Hairhouse for listening. Astra Titi, thank you for watching us and for being part of this show. We are very appreciative of everybody who is here, who is listening and sharing the ideas. Wanjiru, you say, of course there is challenges, but the person who want to have a kid without being in a relationship, they don't see it till the whole thing change their lives when they realize a child is not a property. Yeah, of course. It's a human being you need to always take care of, sacrifice for, or provide for, and be there same time. Single parent is challenging for everyone. For sure. Single parenthood is challenging, and that's why I'm bringing up this topic. And when I put this post online, I read somewhere else also where somebody said, well, being a single parent is not bad, but we have single parents have to stop playing victims. It's not a sickness. Of course, it's not a sickness. Being single parent is not a sickness. It's not something that you have to be stigmatized for, because it's not a bad thing to be single parent. You are a single parent. It's a situation. It's a circumstance you found yourself in. So for someone to come and say, you are now less valued because you are a single parent, actually is that person who has not understood how the world functions. Because to find yourself in a situation, it doesn't mean that you have lost on value. You are the same valuable lady as if you would be married. You are the same valuable lady as if you have no children or with children. You are valuable the way you are. And I would like our society to stop this stigmatizing of single parents, especially single women. If a man has made many children all over in the community, and he's also a single, and he's alone, maybe he's not yet living with any woman, he's alone, but he's a single parent. Whether he's present in his children's lives or not, he's a single parent somehow. But mostly he's treated better than the woman who is single and has chosen to invest everything of her time and money to take care of these children.
Yeah, I think, yes, we can praise people for what they do, but I think we shouldn't praise people for doing things that we think, oh, it's extraordinary, when it should be normal.
Yeah.
So you might praise, oh, you're there for your kids, you do this. That's what the person should be doing. So going to praise someone because they're there for their kids, and I don't think that's okay. It might help a community, but I think you shouldn't really praise somebody for. You shouldn't make someone feel that something's extraordinary when it's what they should be doing.
You're talking of the single parent or the general parent? A parent is a parent and has to be present in their lives. That's what you're saying.
I think more of the man side. A man should be there for their children. So we can't go on praising them when they're there, because they should be there. So I think that's something that maybe society should change. We should change society. He should be there. Yeah,
he should be there. And this is one big thing. I think I touched on it another time. I said, whether you're still with we are the other parent under one roof or not, you are a parent. You are a parent, and you should take care of your children. I mean, it's very funny sometimes when people say, as a single parent, you're the one to fault, or you're at fault because you left the person, or you don't stay with that partner who you made your children with. And I would like people to stop and step back at that and say, I don't know what went on in that relationship. I don't know what happened. We stop judging and be there to support the single parents. And not start judging now. She's there. The issue is she's a single parent. The children are there. So what to do? How can we support that family? How can we be there for that family? And I have to say, for now, what I have experienced online is that we have some very good women groups right now. And I would say thank you to whoever had the idea of starting African Women in Deutschland or in Germany. And the many things that one can learn that is amazing, whether you're a single parent or not. We have also the other one, Kenya Women in Germany, and I'm sure there are others. You're also doing a great job, especially supporting women, whether they are single parents or not. And also we have African Women in Europe, our group. Those are groups that have been very supportive of even women who are single parents. And maybe there are also, I don't know, Kwaku, the problem, if there are any group which are supporting men who are single parents. Have you ever heard of anything like that? If it's not there, I think you should start something like that. Even if you're not a single parent.
I'm not a parent. I'm not a parent yet.
Have you heard anything like that?
No, this is even listening to you talk about single parents in Europe and Germany. I have not heard of these groups before. So I'm learning.
I think it's something that the men should do, because some men don't feel free going into the single women groups, and they would rather be among themselves as men who are single parents. I think, first of all, they have to forget it's not a stigma to be a single parent. Really, this should become come very clear for us. It's not a stigma. It's not something bad. It's not a sickness. And secondly, it is not contagious. Now that when you think now, because you some of us, we have decided, we don't want to be with them because now suddenly they are single parents. This is not contagious. You're not going to become automatically a single parent yourself just because you're communicating or letting your children play with the children of that woman or that man who has become a single parent right away. It is good to support each other and to take care of each other. I think my point was actually that time it is challenging. One has to prepare. How to prepare? Find out what are the helps that are there for single parents in your area. First of all, which helps in terms of the social support? I mean, network with other parents in your area. Are they single parents? Join together, if possible, even single parents, mixed groups. Why does it have to be for papas alone or who are single parents, or for mamas alone who are single parents? If you're single parenting, you are most probably facing the same problems. In diaspora especially, you're facing the same challenges. Let's say you are in Germany. We have almost the same issues going on. It doesn't matter which Bundesland you're in, maybe with very little differences. But it would be very important to have a network, because I've had, just the other day I was reading of a family who, although they are not single parents, but it seemed like they did not coordinate very well how to take care of their children. They have small children and they decided to tie one child on the Heizung, and this kid was 2 years, and the other child was locked out in the balcony. This child is 3 years, and the other child was locked in the bedroom, in one of the rooms. This child was 5 years. And then the parents, I don't know if together or alone, they went shopping and left those children in their house so that they had to be freed by a fire brigade and from the police. Yeah. Of course, these children are taken away and put under foster families, which could have been avoided. Maybe these two could not coordinate very well how to take care of their children. Maybe they had challenges, whichever nature. Maybe this mother is mostly alone with the children and she didn't know how to do it. Maybe she was scared of taking the children to go shop with the children, because it can be very tiring when you have children in that age to go to the supermarket, especially if your money pocket is not full of money to buy anything they want. But I think in that case, if someone, let's say this person would have been a single person, she could have coordinated or networked with other parents in that area, and they would maybe support each other. Like, when I'm going shopping, you take care of my children, yes, and then I can go shopping, and the other day you have your day when you go shopping, I take care of your children, and then that way we can support each other. Single parenthood should not be as a big issue like we are seeing it, like we are sometimes putting it. It's not something that is... it's not the end of the world. when you become a single parent. And I think that's why we have to network there. People need to network. Find out who is in the same situation in your diaspora town where you are living in diaspora, because most of us, we come from big communities in Africa where everybody support each other. We have aunties, uncles, grannies, wherever, and here we don't have.
It's that saying, it takes a village to raise a child.
Exactly.
And I think this is exactly what you're saying with the community.
Yeah.
I get the same sentiment, the same feeling.
Yeah.
Takes that to raise a child. So if it's your neighbor, or if it's if it's extended family, siblings, if even in your opa, your the grandparents of the children, etc. I think there's reach out.
We have to reach out. Please, we have to reach out. And if you know people and you're maybe in a certain situation and you would like to have a network, let's get to each other, reach out to each other and find out who else you can share the burdens with each other. Your children are not a burden, but the circumstances could make you feel like you're really overburdened. Some of us are burned out. Some of us go into depression because we are alone. We feel alone. Hey, one child alone is a lot of work in this country because you cannot have a house girl. You cannot have a house, someone who is coming to take care of you. Yeah. Not everybody can afford to pay someone 10 euros, 12 euros to come and take care of your kids, But some people, when you have a network, you can help each other very well. I have a friend, they do that a lot with shopping, with whatever, going out. Even they arrange events where they can meet and go out themselves, to have fun. And the children have each other. You have almost the same struggles. You have almost the same situations. So you support each other. You help each other. So what's your take on that before we make a short
there's a few things that come to mind when you mention that. So a few things that I was thinking of is the importance of a role model, even in a role model. So you can be a single. I think you can you can be a single parent, and the child, you may not be able to provide everything that child needs. That's an issue too. Yes. It doesn't mean that you need to necessarily bring a person into a house to achieve the role model that the child needs.
Yeah.
And you mentioned going to certain groups, being out in the community, taking your children out to these groups. I think these are some of the groups that they could find a healthy woman or a healthy man to be a good role model to that child. Yeah. Because you won't always be able to provide what that child needs.
Exactly.
If you're a woman bringing up a son, and that son needs a different someone that looks like him, or someone is in a position that he would want to be growing up. I think that's very important for the development. Also, if you're a man raising a daughter, there are certain conversations that your daughter would not want to have with you. As open as your relationship would be with your daughter, there are certain conversations that your daughter would not want to have with you.
Exactly.
So I think it's good to have a healthy woman in the life of your daughter as a reference, so she understands. Okay, so maybe it's for her to understand it's okay the way I am. I don't need to look out to whatever's going on the internet, or even as a young man. I know from growing up in my area in London, there were a lot of single parents, and for young men who lived with their mothers, they would look to people who were in the streets, the older boys in the area, which was good and bad, because we had people who were not doing good stuff. There was people selling drugs and people doing other things. That
you have to do a background search.
Yeah, so I think it's not even that the mother would reference it, the child would look to that person. Because the child, give you an example, a child would be playing outside. Yeah. Then a child's playing outside, he sees his friend is friends with someone who's older. And to them, that friend when that person older is doing things that looks cool,
Yeah.
or has things that's cool. He has a
Car.
He's
Nice clothes.
nice clothes, you know, and to them it's like, oh, this is what I want to aspire to be, because you know no other different.
He doesn't know exactly what's going behind the scenes. Yeah.
So then what happens is that child goes to that, looks to that person and says, okay, I want to be like you. What
can I do?
Exactly. And that person goes, oh, you want to have these trainers? Okay, hold this for me.
Wow, yeah.
Then it becomes, that person starts to groom that child.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, now, okay, if you want this, I could give you 50 euros. Sell this for me.
My God, yeah.
Okay, all right, do more. Okay, I'm going to send you to, for example, a rural area. I'm going to send you to Visak. You stay there for a week. Go and sell yourself for me.
Yeah.
And these are the things that actually happen in life. So
it happens.
It's very important to have a healthy role model. But people have role models regardless. They have role models.
Yeah, regardless of
who
they are.
A good role model.
Yeah.
A very, very good role model.
Yeah.
Someone's healthy, not just in terms of physically, but mentally, and what the information they're putting into that child's mind.
Yeah. Well, very good insights. Kwaku, the problem. You're not a single parent, but you have such insights. Huh? This is so good.
Yeah.
I see. No, you're going to be a good papa. The issue of role models, of course, this is so important because you need some people in your lives. You cannot just say, okay, I'm a tough woman, I'm a tough man. We are Africans, as you know, we are hustlers. We know how to fight through life. But in issue of raising up kids, it can be very challenging. Yeah, Wanjiro says sometimes it's hard, mostly here in Europe, to have friends. As an African single mom, as you said, most of them think you want their men, and that's why someone needs someone to rely on apart from friends like Tages Muta or Omas or babysitter. Yeah, you need all these alternatives, of course. And as you said, Kwaku, the problem, also the issue of role model. You need to have role models in your life. You have a boy, you need to have a man who this boy can look up to, or who this boy can have freedom to talk with. Because not every man, which a man we think is someone special, is open also to having that relationship with my child or with your child. You know, you have to be very wise. You cannot be everything. Okay, we may try, especially women, we are very strong. You may try and you're doing this and you're doing that. You're looking for money, you're looking for clothes. You make sure your child has the most modern clothes and all that. But still there's something that's missing as a man. So in that case, you need a role model. And the other way around also, there's some daddies, they are so wonderful. As daddies, even as single parents, they're doing their jobs well. They're taking care of the kids. They are cooking, washing, making sure that everything is there what the children need. But they may need also a woman, like you said, an auntie or someone in the village or in the town or in the wherever you are living here in diaspora, someone the children can look up to, someone the children can go to and talk about issues that they can talk with you. They cannot talk with you as a mother or a father. Sometimes I know that our children from single parents, they may not want to say what is bothering them because they feel you're carrying a lot already on your shoulders and they don't want to burden you some more. So they zip up about issues that are bothering them. And that's exactly where you need that special person in the lives of your children who can be a model, a role model, or a mentor. Actually, is the modern word they're using now, mentoring this, mentoring that. It's a very important thing. Jamila Hussein, I see you're there. Welcome, and nice that you're part of us. You're saying, kama moto wakuni, like firewood. It's real hot, like firewood. Yeah, thank you so much. And Wanjiru, you say sometimes friends are busy, that's why you need a lot of options. Yes, like Omas, Tagemusa, babysitter, maybe even in churches, if you have church, you can have a group of mentors for families that are there that don't have both parents. But I would say any organization or the person you let into the life of your children as a single parent, do a thorough and a proper background search. Yeah. Don't just take anyone just because he's a man. Don't just take anyone because she's a woman, she looks well-dressed, the house is clean and all that. The character of that person counts a lot. The character of that person counts a lot you want good influence for your children. You want good support for your children as a single parent. So you have to do other. There's no easy way. There's no shortcut, because this person you're involving your children with is going to mold somehow the life of your children with you. So you have to be careful. We have to be careful. Whoever, just like when you're taking your children to school, you just don't take any school. You look, which school is going to be good for my child? What is he going to learn? What people are surrounding my children? So you can't just take anyone. You have, and today
you do the background check with the school. So why don't you do the background check with the person that is in your child's life?
Exactly. And I think soon, in a few minutes, before we make a break, I know loneliness is a big issue. Especially as a single parent. I've heard it again and again, and I know it's a reality. Every human being wants someone to cuddle with, to go out with, to have those, nice talk with.
Someone to give you a massage.
Someone to take, I understand you, I feel you, I know what you're going through. And but while we are looking at that person, background search is so important. No hurry this hit and run. And also we need to take care who we are really involving ourselves with. It is something that is not easy, because human beings, you can be very manipulative and tricky, especially if one is a single parent. You are easily vulnerable, because this person have studied you is looking and say, she's single parent or he's single parent. He may need a partner to be there.
And I think, do you know what? I can come in here and say that this is why some men are trash. Okay.
Yeah.
Because what we would do is we will come in with fully knowing that we do not want to be here for long, but we will see that woman is lonely, or maybe she's going through something, so she's vulnerable, so we can quickly go in and it'll be easy for us. That's why I'll say that sometimes we can be trash. It's definitely not right. It's not right, because you did not have, if that unless you were clear with your intentions, that person, you both, and she knows,
or he knows,
exactly. If you're not clear with your intentions, and say, I'll be the perfect father for you, for your kids, I'll be there forever.
And some people are so sweet talkers, they're so manipulative with their words. Especially as a single person, you've stayed maybe months, no one has told you that you look wonderful, or you look nice, or you've dressed nicely and all that, and then all of a sudden this Mr. Prince or Miss Princess comes and is telling you all the sweet words you've wanted to hear for a while, you've not been hearing. And some of us, we drop the guards right away. You drop the guards and you're like, finally. And you don't know this person very well, especially, sorry to say, Facebook is a very good place, and also a good place to meet, or Tinder or whatever. But especially there are so many. There are so many who are just there to use you, or to just use the chance. Just for fun. I mean, it's not that they need it. They mean it serious. They just want to make it hard. I'm not saying you cannot find a good partner in Facebook or Tinder or wherever. You can find. But we have to be very careful, especially being a single parent. We are suffering with some things, and we think, this could be the Mr. Right, the Miss Right, the princess I was waiting for, the slay queen, the slay king I was waiting for. Or not? And Facebook, we have a habit of putting everything so in a shiny, very nice presentation. We are very good. Some of us have learned how to put nice photos of us showing only the best part.
I've learned my lesson.
You've learned? Okay,
do not
let us
get
know.
caught out by that. If I can't, I move cautious. I move cautiously with what's up. We call it catfishing. What you see is not always what you get.
Exactly. This buying this cat in the sack. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to make a short break. This is Aggie's Live Talk Show on Radio R99.2 FM. While I'm talking, remember, I sing. Remember, if you want to hear some of my music, just look for Agnes K. Fröhlich on YouTube. If you want to come to my shop in Nellingen, in Hindenburgstraße 73760 in Nellingen, you'll find me. And otherwise, now we are here on Aggie's Live Talk Show, and we're talking about single parenting in diaspora with my able helper here. Kwaku the problem. Very good insights. Welcome, and let's make a short break and then we'll be back.
It is still early, not too late for you.
Na hiyo gari imebrekia wapi jamani?
Phonex Capital.
Kuna nini?
Phonex Capital is here for your auto logbook loan. Remember, no account needed, no CRB check. The process less 2 hours and no upfront charges.
Hey, subiri. And where are they located?
Phonex Capital is situated at Koinange Street, Uni-Africa House, 4th floor. You can call them through number 0705-408967 or check them on www.phonexcapitalkenya.com. Phonex Capital, use your logbook to unlock your potential.
Okay.
Powered by Radio Ara 99.2 FM, live from Stuttgart City, Germany. For your daily shows and African hits, Canada, DJ Drazi and Divina Richards on Radio Ara 99.2 FM. 99.2 FM. Live from Stuttgart City, Germany.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. Thank you, Jamila, for writing. Yes, loneliness, not the best decision, but that's way having a depression in the house is not easy. It's hard to get someone and who is caring and a loving person. Well, you're right. It's not easy, especially if you are a single parent. As a lady, you're home, you have to cook and wash and clean and do what, and sometimes you don't have even time to make yourself look fresh and go out fishing. I can understand. And then this cycle comes in that you get depressed and you think, oh my goodness, life is going down the drain. But I would say in such a situation as a single parent, you have to put the priorities. If you are someone who cannot stay alone despite being a mother, then it's also very wise to take someone, maybe have a babysitter, someone who you can trust with your children, and sometimes just make yourself look nice and go and sit at a cafe and have a nice time. Maybe you may get seen. Yeah, and
even
just
if
get...
you're not single,
yeah.
I think you need that time.
You need that.
To go out.
You need that. This is the self-love times, you call it sometimes. So self-love times. Jamila, I know you know what I mean. Like, you know what you like. If you're someone who likes going to sit at the cafe and drink cappuccino, something exotic you've never done before, just go do it, because you need that time for yourself. Take even a young girl from high school or whoever, depending on how old your children are, leave them with the children for 1 or 2 hours, invest that small money and pay that person to take care of your kids and do your me time. This is so important for single parents. 100% or even 200%, I would say. If you don't do that, you will burn out. You will burn out, because when you are a single parent, you are the mother, you're the father most of the time. The parent who remains with the children, the other person is having his free time. He may come and take the children for the weekend or even 1 week. But most of the time, the parent who is with the children, you need your me time. Me time means you do what you like. Something that lifts your soul, your spirit, even if it's going to the kesha, these overnight prayers. If that thing is what lifts your soul, take someone for that night to take, but someone you trust, please. Someone who will treat your children well. Someone you know is kosher, is clean.
Yeah. Or even if you know another family with kids and
exactly
the friends of your child.
Exactly.
Keep them with them as well. Maybe, like you say, maybe even overnight. I know we Africans, we don't like to do overnight too much. But, overnight, go into the city, enjoy the evening, come back. At least that helps with that feeling of depression you've got.
Yes.
You don't have to think about you wouldn't have had to think about your kids for that night.
Yes.
Hopefully not.
Yes.
You just have time to just find out who you are again, if it's somebody that going out makes you feel beautiful, whatever, go and do that. Like you said, do your makeup.
Yes.
You know, go for maybe a few drinks.
Yeah.
You know, do what you need to do to do what you need to do within reason.
Yeah.
Within reason.
Yeah.
To help cope with what you're going through.
Exactly. And it's so important. I don't know why some people don't realize that you are still human, whether single parent
Yes.
or not. As a parent, parenting is a full-time job. It's 24/7 job. So you need holidays from it sometimes. It's nothing bad. You're not a bad parent because you need some off time for yourself. You even need time to go out with your friends. Enjoy it. Arrange with maybe 2 other single parents and have a one babysitter for all your children if they are not 20 in total. You can have one. You can have one. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I have 5. If my friend has 5, and we need good people. I mean, good whatever, you know.
Some people who can handle that number.
Yes. And then you go out with that other single parent. It doesn't have to be a man or woman, the opposite sex or whatever. You're just going to have me time together, and you can even there you do self-therapy. You know, because this is someone also who understands the situation of single parenthood. Yeah. This is someone who knows the challenges. This is someone maybe who is going through the same bureaucratical stuff. Like in our country here in Germany, there's a lot of paperwork involved. When
is that in reference to therapy?
Yeah. You are doing like self-therapy actually, which you also can do in an official way. You get a therapist to do this for you. Yeah. But when you're meeting these people who are in the same situation with you, it's easy to talk about the problems that you're experiencing as single parents because you're talking on a same level. So it's so important. Wanjiro says, as a single mom, you should as well try to have openness with your children or with your child that she or he, they are able to talk to you about everything. There is something I watched. A child was molested by some close family friend. At 7 years, same person came back to same act when she was 14, and only person she opened to at 14 was auntie, not parent. She was living in with this an eye opener. We need a tight connection for our kids, with our kids. And you are right, Wanjiro, because without this tight connection, the children will not feel free to talk about their issues and situations. And it is sad that sometimes it happens like that. The children go through torture in their relationship and they don't talk about. Sometimes it doesn't have to be someone from outside the family. Sometimes it's someone we know very well. Someone who has been in our family life for some time, and the children have learned to trust that person. That's why this person can misuse that situation very easily. And the child now is at a loss how to explain this to you. So you are right, Wanjiro, when you say we have to be open also. Create a nice and tight relationship with our children so that they can talk to us about all those issues that happen. I know it is possible that sometimes the children even think they are protecting the mother or the father who is a single parent by not talking about what is going on in their lives. And sometimes you may have a perfect relationship with them too, and they still don't want because they don't feel free to talk about it. It's embarrassing for them, you know, and they don't want to talk to you about it. So create that atmosphere that they can talk with you, and if it is not possible, create that atmosphere with someone you really trust and someone who has good character, so they can go to that person.
You know, this is something that me personally I have two brothers and a sister and one sister, but my sister did not grow up with us. But for me, as a man, this is I've been learning to understand how I can have an open and free relationship when I have a daughter. How can I have a healthy relationship with her? So luckily, I have friends around me who. They've been through that, and I observed their relationship with their parents. That I know I have a friend who the mother and father are not together. She has a stepdad and she has other siblings. But I see her relationship with her dad. Her dad doesn't necessarily provide finances. Her dad doesn't provide finances at all. I'll say that. He doesn't provide finances. Her mother provides the finances for her and for her 3 sisters. Right? So, but what I've seen through that is the relationship she has with her father, despite him not providing finance, is still healthy.
Wow, okay.
Because he's still there. He's still there in terms of he talks to her. Where when she was younger, he would pick her up every weekend or every other weekend, and they would stay together. He would call her nearly every evening, from what I understand from speaking to her, and he'd have that dialogue. So for me, what I've learned from that is what I want as a father, regardless if I'm a single parent or I'm a parent, if I'm with the mother of
with
my
the mother together.
I still want an open dialogue with my daughter.
Good.
I want my daughter to be able to come and say to me, "Oh, Dad, look, I'm dating this guy."
Yeah.
Not what do you think? But if she asks me what I think, even better.
Yeah.
But is able to come to me and say,
Yeah.
"Oh, Dad, this is what's going on." You know, and I have to remember that I was once young, and I could be like that guy.
Yeah.
So I should offer my opinion, but don't be overprotective.
Yeah.
Don't be overprotective, because
Yeah.
I think what all that would do is push my daughter away from me.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
So that's one thing. Also, like the other thing is, being able to. I hope that I've through my experience and what I've learned through speaking to people, I'll be able to have that sex talk with my daughter.
Wow.
Have that talk with like periods and with my daughter. But in the end of the day, if my daughter doesn't want to have that conversation with me, that's
you leave
up
it
to her.
Yeah.
But I want to be able to be like, okay,
Too close to them.
yeah, this is what that is. This is what this is.
Hard stuff.
Yeah, but I can touch on, okay, a period is XYZ, because for me, I learned a bit in school, but more from my relationships.
Yeah.
And relationships with ex-girlfriends and etc. I'm even the sort of person, if my ex-girlfriend says, "Oh, can you go to the shop and buy me some tampons or buy me some tampons?"
Oh,
I would do
good.
it.
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. Of course.
You did.
I would do it. And I've done it before.
Some don't used to do it.
Oh, I love it.
Welcome,
Wanjiru is saying Kwaku needs a wife as soon as possible.
No. Listen. Hold me. Wait.
Oh, wow.
No. I'm intentionally taking my time.
Okay, thank you, Wanjiru, for noting that. Yeah, we're laughing here because now this is another responsibility. Okay, but Kwaku, you sound very, very responsive, and I respect that. You're talking as if you're already a father. I mean, as if you're already you're really perfect. You're ready to be that person, and. I like it. I like what you're talking about, because not every child is open also to talk about, especially sexuality. Not every child is very free, even if they know I can approach my dad and talk about that. As a girl, sometimes it's difficult. Or I can approach my mother and talk about that. Sometimes it's difficult. And so in that case, then it is important to have that role, that mentor from the side. Yeah. What do you say, DJ Obi Trice? You're laughing from the side.
I was just like, at home, checking up on what you guys are talking about. So it was really interested. And actually, I also experienced that issue. I always say that, okay, somebody being a single parent is not somebody who can, we can say that she will stay for her whole life alone without a man. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
Everybody
not
needs anyone in life,
Yeah.
Whether 2 kids, 1 kid, one, I was having an ex-girlfriend. She was also in that mess. She has 1 son, and she, because of her bad relationship that she has, she couldn't even move on with the guy. So I was the next one. So the problem was not me, but the problem was for my parents. They were annoying that, oh, it's not your own son, so have your own son. So
stigma.
So there was a time I was talking to my ex-girlfriend on the phone, And my father shouted, like I was also living at home. He was shouted at, what are you doing with this girl? Like,
Oh, my word.
she's having one guy.
One child already.
One child already. So don't you want to have your own? Then
Wow.
I was like, ask myself. So it's pain the girl,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so that she was
yeah.
like, if your parents think like that, okay,
Yeah.
let's move, like,
Cut
you know,
the strings,
you move
yeah.
your way, I move my way. So that was it. It was really sad also for me. I could not even understand it. So I was mad after my parents. So I was like saying that if it's like if we all do the mistakes, and you know, having taking a decision of parents is
Yeah.
sometimes difficult.
Yeah.
If you listen more to your parents, like
Yeah.
there will be a time you are not able to move on in life because you will be like, how, like, why is your parents, you know, because you go for your choice what
Yeah.
you want in life, you know,
Exactly.
and the girl that you want to stay for the whole life, you know, and then some like your parents are avoiding it
Because
you know,
of the stigma.
yeah, and that is it. And I always say that, okay, and I will always say that somebody being having a born one doesn't mean that she's spoiled or something like that.
Or expired,
And
yeah, like
you were
some
talking
people
about
say, yeah.
you were talking about something like, okay, being with that person, you don't have to go through details what happened in the previous relationship. You know, just accept the person
The
like
person
the way
that-
she is.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
I'm with you there,
And-
200%.
And that is it. You know, a woman will be a woman. And,
Yeah.
you know, there are some fathers that, you know, we always say those ones who divorce from a woman with
Yeah,
child
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
For me, they are not a man, you know. Like maybe it's little issue, then
They run
they
off.
separate, you know. And then later on, if they realize that, okay, like the woman is just taking good care of the child and everything, the child get grown up, maybe he has become somebody else, and then
Then they're coming
and
there,
there
"Oh,
they
my
are
child,
coming
my
back.
child."
The father is coming back to see, my
Yeah.
son is right now a star. He's a football star.
Yeah.
No, I have to get close to him.
Yes.
You know, but
We have
you
that
know,
case
you
in
know, you
Tanzania
always
right
mess.
now.
You already
Yes.
mess up.
Yes.
That you already mess up, and right now you are just like coming there saying that, okay, like yeah,
Now
I want
you're
to,
the king, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, here I am, the father.
Yes, at
I
the
gave
beginning
that
you have already
seed.
spoiled everything, and then you are coming back just to, you know,
Yeah.
what would
Yeah.
it bring, you know?
Very sad, very
so,
sad.
Leaving a single mother, you know, it's really hard, and
It
for
is
her,
challenging here. Very
it's really challenging.
Yeah.
And also for the other men, it's also challenging because he will like. There are some
Yeah.
guys that want to know
Yeah.
what happened in the relationship, so that in their relationship, those things will not even happen
again.
You know, so
But
that
there's
they
no
will separate.
guarantee. There's no guarantee.
That is
That's the
it.
issue, and that's what I was talking about, because it's not right actually to judge someone.
Yeah.
I have heard some people talk very, very nasty about single parents, especially single mothers. Actually, the single mothers are more stigmatized than the single fathers or the parents who
Yeah.
are, you know, the man who left actually the children,
Yeah.
and one parent is deciding to stay with the children, so she's being punished actually, because
is
as
it.
mothers we have that mother heart. You
That
don't
is
want
it.
to leave your
That
children
is
to
it.
suffer.
That is it.
I cannot imagine. I would rather starve with my children,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I am with my children than
Yes,
leave
yes.
them and go out there go and say, I'm single.
Yeah.
Some of them, they're single, but they're
Yeah.
actually family
Yeah.
fathers who are runaway
That is it.
fathers, you know.
That is it. That is
and
it.
but you see, in our community, mostly we punish the women more. You
Yeah.
know, we punish the women more. We even think they have reduced the value, because now, as a woman, you have one child, two children. The more you have, the more expired you are.
Yeah.
A very sick mentality, actually.
And I
A
think
very sick mentality.
They see if a man comes in and he's able to go into that situation, that he's a great man, and I think that's wrong. That's another wrong
That
thing,
is
because
it. That is it.
then he starts to go, this woman is less valuable. She's not less valuable.
She's not.
just because she's having a
She's
child.
not. Yeah.
She's still
She's
still a
not.
woman. She's still a woman. So, there's a lot.
And
Yeah.
Kweku was also saying something about the kids getting close, you know, like a single parents that got a new relationship right now with somebody else, like it's really difficult, you know, like because you'll be starting everything afresh. The father will be starting knowing the children, you know, and having more time for them and stuff. But it will not be like you know, because it's not your own. Yeah. Because it will be difficult.
It's difficult.
But like we always say, Africans, how you can get close to your children is just like remove those kind of fear. You know, if you teach a child to fear, is rather the child will not even come close to you, even to say, you know, those Germans. That's why I respected the Germans because anything that happens, even in school or something, you know, popped up with the kids, they will come and tell either the father or the mother. Because we always say vertrauen is good, like, you know, you have to get close to you have to have that kind of, like, you know,
to know
trust.
What's going on.
You know, if the child is not having a trust, then it means that maybe either the child fears you or, you know, is afraid, you know. And just be close to your children so that if they have anything outside there, they can even come to you and even tell you, and you can also taught them that, okay, do this, do that, this is right and stuff, you know. And he was also talking about sexual this thing. Me, for that one, as a young age, it's not necessary, but at the teenagers, you know, starting from 12,
but even let me warn you, because even here in Germany, especially in
start
diaspora,
at class 6 and class 5.
1. Let me tell you, when my son was in class 1, he came home one time, one of my children, and he said, "Mama, now I know how people do sex." And I'm like, "Now where do we start?" I said, "Where did you see? Who taught you?" I mean, I don't think in school you're learning already how to do these things.
Even in class 6.
And then he told me that his own a friend was there with a smartphone, and he was watching a porno. So he was showing her, "Look, I don't know who gave him the smartphone, or whatever. But now my son in class 1, and now you have to make sure you talk with that child about this and explain this thing."
Yes, that child is already having a brain that, okay, like this is.
He is not only knowing, he saw it.
Yes,
how it's done.
You know, and even in class 6, I remember in class 6 they used to put some videos there that we watch in classroom.
In class 6,
yes, biology. You know, they call it like biology subject.
So you have to.
You watch those ones.
There's so many things that they teach.
Maybe
you how
I'm
to put
old
a condom
school, but
on.
this is too
Some will look back. They don't want to watch. You know, some of those girls, and we boys will be like, God, okay, you know. So everybody is like, you know. And that is it. If you show kids fear, you know, you will never even get close to them. You know?
Yeah, anyway, they will find out themselves. They will find out the issue is that you have to be able to talk with the child when the child is coming to you to talk about such issues.
Finding out themselves, they can also get spoiled. Your kids can also get spoiled finding out themselves.
For sure,
you know, so because there are many kind of other children who has more experience and who have learned a lot.
Amazing experience.
Our kids also learn from them. You know, so that is actually the issue. So being a single mother or like, you know, parents doesn't mean that you have already spoiled.
Exactly. Yes, and that's a point I would like to really emphasize on. Gadoni Luiga, thank you for watching from München or wherever you are situated. Thank you so much and welcome again and again. And as we talk, you guys, you can always tell your opinions, what you think about this topic. Kwaku, I think we need to help find a wife for you. This is becoming an issue now. You are too qualified to stay single. He's too qualified to stay single, so now the main job is to look for
We'll find a German girl for you.
We will, he has to give us a list of what he needs because this is very important. Background check, as we said, we talked about that. It's so important.
But let me tell you something. I have not always been like this. That I have to admit. For me, I took the time to, I say, unlearn and learn things. I learned in the sense of there's maybe some things that my parents did, which I thought at the time was good, but growing up. And exposing myself to so many different families and so many different ways of life, they were not right. And also learning, I've taken the time to to understand myself and how I can be a healthy person in general, regardless of if it's a father or whatever. I've taken the time to find out how I can, and this is by reading, by whatever. I know there are, growing up, you know, and even on social media today, they say, I want a man who is strong. I want a man who is affirmative, assertive, and all this, etc. But at the same time, I want a man who's vulnerable. I want a man who's this. That's confusing for me. That's confusing.
Yeah, but you can have a balance of both. A balance of both.
It's options.
Yeah.
And, you know, and you cannot change the woman the way you want.
Yeah, that's true.
And that is it.
But
So what is your challenge?
What is my challenge? Do you know what the thing is? I'd say it was harder growing up how I grew up. It was harder for me to learn how to be vulnerable and to be open, to learn to show my emotions. It was hard. It was hard for me. But I've learned that through reading so many different things and other things. There was a book in particular called let me quickly go through my phone because I read a lot of books. But it was really about it was called Cry Like a Man.
Cry like a man.
Cry Like a Man.
How, you mean men cry different than as what the women do, or how we do?
No,
It's all about tears.
It's more of it's okay to cry, and it's okay.
It's okay to cry.
It's more like it's okay to show vulnerability.
Yes. And I think I would like to have that man who is free to show his emotions, but also to have that man who is free to be the man without having to struggle with his feelings. I mean, also, you know, there are situations that call for different reactions. As a single parent, like, let's say sometimes most of them struggle with financial situation. This is one issue. Now, do I go and start crying in front of the children? Oh, we have no money for tomorrow for food. Oh, we have no money for your shoes and so on. I think in that situation, it is better to not make it so dramatic.
I think there's not make it so dramatic, but because of society, because of patriotism, because of other things as well, what might happen in that situation is what society told me as a man, my role is to provide for my family, is to be firm, be strong, you know, not show any weaknesses. But you know what that will also do to me as a man? I will not tell my wife I can't afford this. I will not tell my wife. But that's wrong. I will not. This is what society. This is how society is.
Yeah.
And I cannot tell my wife that there's only £10 in my account, so I cannot do this. Then what do? I put myself in debt.
Yeah, and that's
because
not
I have to
wise.
provide for my family.
Without nothing.
Yeah, but that's not wise, because actually you're getting yourself into more problems than if you would communicate.
Exactly, but this is all part of, in my opinion, showing your vulnerability. I don't have this, and this is our situation. Can you help? And it's society at the moment, the majority of society is teaching that this is wrong to do. It's wrong to show weakness, and wrong to show you that you cannot be a provider.
That's very tricky. Yeah, that's very tricky, because especially as a single parent, you have somehow to intensify the communication you have with your children, depending on the age of the children. They need to know your stand, but also not over dramatize, because these children are looking up at you. Actually, they hang on you now. They know now we have only one parent living with us, so they're already on Alarmbereitschaft in German. They're already on alert. They know things are not the same. Maybe we have less money, but I think being honest is good, but not exaggerating the truth. You know, like you tell them, I was watching once, it was a film, also a documentation about poor families in London, in UK, in the UK. And these children who live in this family, they knew exactly how much money there is missing, which bill has not yet been paid. I thought this is such a huge burden for the child. Openness is good. Let the child know that we are having difficulty financially, but not to know the details exactly. This child was so. These children were so. so down because they knew exactly what was happening. I think in that sense, it's good also to have some bit of control. Okay, you're hustling, you're looking how you can survive because financially it's a struggle. As a single parent, if you're living in a community where children are expecting this and this and this, you have some time to tell the child, okay, I know you need shoes, but I cannot afford this type of shoes. Maybe we can save up and buy it next year or next month.
Yeah, but
or
sometimes it's not about telling the kids because already the kids knows already how the family are struggling, and you know how maybe the mother is, for example, not even working, and it's only the father that is working. So it's just like little that the father has he gives to the mother. So being a child, I also experienced that my parents did not also go to details or something like that. But sometimes it was difficult, you know, when you want something like a shoe or something like that, and you will not get it. So for you as a child, you will be just like, guessing, okay, maybe my mother is right now not working, so she struggle and stuff. And thank God that they are not paying school fees and here and stuff. So yeah, it's really difficult. You will see it when you see that your family are healthy, they are good, and they are living a good life. You know that money is there. But if you see that, okay, like they are struggling in life and things are not even getting better, then you know that, okay, when they have, they will give. When they don't have, you know, you'll be okay with that. So, so I think a child already is clever to even know exactly.
I think I experienced similar where like I know that my parents did not have a lot of money. I know that you know, this exactly what you said. They wouldn't get me that specific thing that I wanted, you know, because that's just how things were. We didn't have a lot of money. But then even if there's not that communication where they say this is what I have in terms of money, and even if it's not the communication that you spoke about, that you saw on the TV, on the television, you just know, you just know. And what it does for you as a child, what it did to me is there were some school trips that the school would say, you can go on this trip. I would not even go and tell my parents because I know we could not afford it.
That is it.
So what am I even? So
it's true, very true. Yeah, with the children, I mean, so they didn't have to tell you, but you knew it.
And yes,
now, and I think even as a single parent, you have to intensify your communication. You saw it and you realize, but maybe some children don't realize it because, especially if you have teenagers, it's a struggle. It's a big struggle because some of them may not understand. They are suffering under peer pressure already, and they don't want to realize the reality that you cannot afford everything. So as a single parent, I think it's always important also to go and look for ways. There's some, if you are lucky to be in a country like Germany, there's a lot of support for single parents, whether you are a man or a woman. And I think here the problem is some of them are not willing to show or to tell the truth. You know,
it's true.
The issue, you would rather take loans and loans and loans instead of going to Diakonie to get some badges for food, or to go to Diakonie to get some badges to even have second-hand clothes. Some people, they cannot wear second-hand clothes, although they cannot afford to buy the expensive things.
Maybe they don't want.
Yeah, they don't want. They are suffering, but they will not go to Diakonie or Caritas. They will not go to Arbeitsamt or Sozialamt to ask for help, although there is help. It's not a crime to ask for help. And I think this is something that single parents actually need to know, that it is not a crime to ask for help if you need it.
Is there anything that we could do for single parents? Is there, you know, there's a stigma. I was watching something from my church today.
Okay.
And they were giving out, they give out food parcels to families who've been struggling, in particular in this time of Corona and in general. It may be of food, of clothing, etc. And these are people that you ask them, and they won't necessarily, not all of them, but these are some of the people you ask them, are they struggling? They say I'm struggling, and they'll know that this thing is here available, but they won't go and take it. So what the church were doing is they were literally going to the person's door. Giving it to them. That's just an example.
That.
So is there something that we could do to help single parents?
Yes.
They meant that there's because of the stigma, they may not come to ask us for help. What could we do?
I'm thinking this is very good. Giving in anonymity. How do you say it's in an anonymous way that you don't have to go and write the names here for this family so and so. You send someone and they drop this food parcels there. I think it's a very good thing. The other thing is also setting up groups. Like I said, networking with each other, having to exchanging also clothes. I mean, there's no stigma in exchanging clothes sometimes.
But the point is like
what he's asking.
The single parents have to
that.
come out. They have to come themselves and say that okay, like we need help or something like that. If somebody, somebody is really need help, but it's really difficult for that person to come out there and even mention it and say that okay.
Yeah, many don't.
Yes. So I think what we can do is like do it openly, like we can do it at the radio station. We just bring the news out there, and then if somebody is interested, we will see and we know. Then I think that is actually the best. This
would be something, an action we can do, of course, to support people in this. Jamila Hussein, you're saying we should pray instead. Yes, prayer is a must. For the single parents. And Wanjiru, you're saying, truth be told, single moms are more judged and neglected in our African culture. Well, in that sense, yes. And I find actually the neglect or the judgment is very, very high on single. I mean, it's more worse in our culture. Yes. If a woman is left with the children, is suddenly it was your fault. All the fingers, it was your fault. You must have cooked bad fufu. You must have, I don't know, whatever you did. And if
always the blame to the woman.
It's so sad, actually. Yeah. They're so sad because if without the African woman, many things would have gone wrong. But we stay there. And hold on, but
I can even say something because why my father was doing that, I know why the reason, because he was saying that he has already those kind of like Kweku was like saying he has we are 7. Like from my mother's side we are 5. Okay, from my father's side we are 7.
Wow.
So you got it. So he was like saying that what he experienced, he don't want his kids also to
go through that.
But he knows why he's saying that because he went through. So and he came out.
I know.
So I was telling him that okay, it doesn't mean that they are spoiled. I was having a talk with him. I was like mentioning that okay, it doesn't mean that they are spoiled.
Yeah.
If you also choose them, you also leave them. Maybe I can even say that you are also a bad father because you left your the woman family, that you have kids with. But already the good thing that he did was like he was taking good care of the kids. He was not leaving the woman just like that. He was supporting money, making them to finish even their courses, their university, everything. That was it.
Yeah, the support that is needed. People are still talking about you having a wife. We have to do this. This is one thing we can do. We have to plan. We have to have a plan here. Even Jamila is saying we have to.
Hold on. Let me just make a statement. This is a statement from the management of Koku TP. I am single by choice. Not single because I cannot find a woman. So yes, all applications should be sent to Radio R, and our email is radio.
It's by choice, eh?
It's by choice.
The announcement is there.
You'll find our email, Radio R, on the Facebook. So all applications should go there, and they'll be vetted by the Radio R team. And then it'll be vetted by the Radio team. But I'm just letting you know I'm single by choice.
Single by choice.
And then Aggie will just do the introduction.
I will do the introduction.
Then we'll bring that person onto Aggie's live talk show to find out if they're suitable for me.
Hey, then we have to do a casting.
Okay, we have to do a casting. Like
this is a lot of hard work.
Three women and then options, so that you will know actually your choice, what you want.
That would be work. That would be work.
And that's not even the most hardest part. The hardest part is you have to go to my uncles. We have it's funny, in my family we have an unofficial what we call like an unofficial, like we call them board or whatever. The application needs to go to my uncles. So these are the father,
That's
my
too
father's
complicated.
siblings. And if they approve, then yes, you if they approve, then yes, you will know if your application has been successful. Yes.
Wow.
So if you're ready for all of this, first, let me let you know the steps. First, application to Radio R.
Radio R.
If you go to the Facebook, it's Radio R. You can see all our email details there.
Yes.
Secondly,
exactly.
it will come to Aggie's Live Talk Show to tell us why.
To do the casting.
To do the casting. Then your application will go through to the uncles of Koku TP.
I tell you, and this is a long process. So whoever has the strength.
Yeah.
eh?
So
It's a
every
long
out
process.
there, if you have a sister or somebody, you can
You're
just
looking
send,
for a wife for
yeah,
God,
you
the
can just send
problem.
application to Radio R so that. And I hope those ones who are right now, they have sisters and all those ones, so that we can, move on.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
By
yes.
next year, Coco will be having,
And I think the way Kwaku the problem was talking, he's not segregative of the single moms, because he's already qualified. Actually, all the views that he has shared here, I am standing with them 200%. Because I think he has understood what it means to have a partner who is a single parent.
So the point right now, what we have to also talk about is like being a single mother and somebody approaching you or something like that. What is the need that the man has to do? Like he has to
Exactly.
Yeah. What is actually the man has to be a bold person.
Yeah.
To take good care of that single
And
mother,
has to be.
And has to be somebody else, not like the purest relationship that the person was having.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's really difficult. So if the man is not bold enough,
Yeah.
I think, he can't really.
He cannot cope.
Yes.
He will not cope.
No.
And I think also the child is very important.
Yes.
That is one big problem I see when
Because
people
they take
approach
many
single parents.
responsibility. Yeah.
Yes. It cannot be that you are taking a single parent and all you see is the single parent.
Yeah.
Where is the child fitting in your plans with that person?
That is it.
This is one thing that most of the single parents also have to check. When someone is interested in you, you have to check, well, is he really seeing me as
That is it.
with all that
That
is
is it.
around me, with my child, with my situation, with my whatever, or is he just seeing this beautiful lady? Maybe you've made yourself fresh again and you're looking, if it's a man, you're looking presentable, you have a job, you're doing this, and then they see only you and they forget that this child is a vital part of the single parents. They forget that it's also my well-being as a single parent is also important, and the well-being of my child is important. If you're gonna buy clothes for me, then I also want my children to be well dressed, and so on and so on. It should be also a team, and not like, oh, I saved you from that. This is one thing I want to talk about, because some of them, they feel like they are doing charity work. Marrying a single parent is not charity work.
It's not.
It's not. Because some of them say, I saved you from your single parent side.
No,
What
it
is
doesn't have to be like that. But
It's not,
what I have to tell the single mother is just like, take your time. When a guy approaches to you, just take your time. Watch his steps, the way he used to think, the way the way you were saying that he has to be responsible guy to take care of your parents, like you yourself, not only you, but also taking good care of your kids.
Yes.
Also,
Yeah.
so just take your time, watch all those kind of steps, and if you know that the man is good for you and he's responsible, and there are some men, it can also be women that they pretend.
Yes.
And then later there are some men, they have those kind of like anger, or big, they won't show it at the beginning. Maybe later on, then when money is not there or something like that, when
then you see the true colors.
Then you see the true colors and stuff, and then that's why you don't want to be a single mother again. So
or
it's
single
just like
father
also
again.
a lesson for you also not to do the same mistake what happened.
Because even that,
Because I know some, they have like 3 fathers, and they are single.
True.
2, 3 kids from different fathers.
Yes.
So what does it mean? It means that they have not learned.
It means it can mean that they did not learn, but it can mean also that they had tried.
Yes.
They took a step of faith.
Yes.
And trusted again and again. And this trust was misused.
Oh, do you know what it could also mean?
And sometimes not taking time to get to know the person.
Yeah.
It's all
That is
together,
it.
all this.
Yeah.
It could also mean that it's time to have protected sex.
Yes.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course.
Just need time to
Of
have
course,
protected
you
sex.
end up a parent because you did not protect. How else? Or whatever you bought was not good quality. The gumboots you bought, they had holes, or you made holes in them. I mean, you never know. There could be many reasons.
Shakara.
Yeah, whatever.
Chiki.
Yeah, maybe you are not. I mean, yeah, of course, under any means, try to avoid going back into the same situations. So that means it means you have to plan better. You have to research better about the person who is approaching you. You have also to make sure you know what is the intention of that person.
That is
it.
Not
have
only
to know.
looking after the
Not
beauty,
just
you just pump inside and then later
exactly. And protection is a must. I don't understand why if I'm a single parent, I will go with someone without protection again. And I'm already having a situation to deal with. I don't understand it. I do not understand. We have a problem because if a guy knows that the lady is fallen in love for him and he will use that, you don't want me now. I want to know exactly what I'm enjoying.
That's what I said to you. Some men are trash.
Yeah,
that's what I said to you. Some men are trash.
Exactly. That is that type of men now. You're talking. Because it's not fair. Some will say, I'm a man, I don't eat sweet with peppers. With wrappings.
The best thing is in Ghana we used to say when you don't want the man to even all do those things, just put up like a shot.
Yeah.
A shop with those kind of things. A man cannot even pull up your.
Oh yeah. So it's tight like a belt or this. Don't wear attractive knickers.
Do it like that one, and then you will see the man that you has. If the man is having he's somebody who is can be calm. He can take his time.
Okay.
Being a single mother is not difficult.
The problem is the food you cook also. Sometimes they will go and eat groundnuts and everything. And they forget that there is also a shop to take care of.
Yeah.
I mean, in that sense, if you want to call it that way.
Yes, somebody is saying that something single parents are weak. By the truth
be told.
Most
of the men.
Most of them are more strong than some in relationships.
Exactly.
And exactly that. There are some men, they think that, she has been a single mother. Maybe it means that she's weak.
Yes,
I can get her anytime. Let me just go
weak and desperate. That's what they think. Weak and desperate.
It doesn't matter how she is and whatever, which kind of relationship that she has. Let me go and try. So
it's so mean actually, because they don't think even when they are thinking like that. It could be. What if it would be their mother or their sister or their whoever? What if? What if? And this is so selfish. I think the men or the people who do this, they are super selfish, very narcissistic.
I'm telling you,
trash,
I know
as you
people.
call them.
That's what's going on the internet. I know people that do this. So
But are we talking about Diaspora or we are talking about
Diaspora
Africa?
generally?
Okay,
but
right
it's
now,
about all single parents generally.
Let's see. Because right now in Germany you cannot run away. Of those things. If you do that and you have this kind of, as a man, this conscience, jobs like kindergarten, those ones, Unterhalt will follow you.
My friend, some of them will refuse to work so that they cannot pay.
That is it. That. But one day you have to pay. It's getting growing. So one day you have to pay it.
And the issue is you're wronging a child.
So it's not like Africa that you can have many kind of single ladies who have 6 kids or whatever, and they can and Africa is normal. But if you come to like Europe or like to Germany,
The hit and run doesn't work
you know,
always.
You can't run away. you can't run away. The government will follow you.
You leave your
can't-
DNA and the number
that is
plate
it.
there.
So you thinking that okay, you are spoiling the woman and you are leaving the woman just like that. Just know that okay, the government are following you every day with letters and everything. So you can't
For
run
sure.
away. You will still have, you know.
The implications,
Yes,
they are there,
that
of
is
course.
it.
Thank you, Wanjiru, for sending us the link for this group. Whoever wants to join, as a single parent, you can join. I cannot count it, it's a long one. But if anyone is on the page and would like to know where the group is, it's there. You can go in. It's on Facebook. Thank you, Wanjiru, because this is a very special thing right now. I think this is what we were talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Connecting, networking, supporting each other. Like I said, there's so many tips now. We've talked about all the things that happen. I would like to hear from you. Or what are your tips for single parents from both?
Okay, I'll go. 'Cause there's
Subsequently.
something. My tip for single parents is if you're going to look for a man,
Yeah.
I say be cautious. When you see a red flag is a red flag. And also, especially be cautious of men who come in and think they have the savior mentality. When I say savior mentality, a man who thinks they're coming in and they can, they're coming in to save you from being a single woman or coming because, save you to be there for you or your whatever. Because these are the sort of people when it comes to an argument or when it comes to anything else, they will use that in an argument. You are nothing without me. I'm here. I'm doing this thing for you and your kids. You know, you're weak. Be very careful of that. And normally you can see that
Exactly.
before you get into a proper relationship. We introduce it. A red flag is a red flag.
A red flag is a red flag. You can underline that a red flag is a red flag. If you're looking for a partner, or no, we'll talk about this. If you're looking for a partner, the red flags, don't ignore it. I see it being said in many groups. Don't ignore it. If there's something that you cannot compromise on, you're looking for a partner, please just don't ignore it. Think twice, 3 times, 5 times, whatever. But take your time. Take your time.
Yeah. I've seen the link that Wanjiru has sent in the group is for single moms and ex-single moms Thrive group.
Oh, good. Okay. Wow. That's nice.
I like the photo of that
Very
group
nice.
as well.
Yes.
Very traditional in terms of the way that the mother is carrying the child.
Exactly. Yeah. They're very, very, very important. Thank you, Wanjiru, for this link. And I'm looking forward to a single mom, or whoever making also a group. And someone is here. Wanjiru, you're saying, I wish I had a small sister. Kwaku seems to be 100. He had husband and father material. I don't know what Kwaku will say about that, but really, I said, he qualifies. He really qualifies.
Send me your applications to Radio R.
Yeah, exactly.
You go to the website, you can find the email address there. Please, full background check.
Yes. So for full background and not the CV.
Check. I want
the full
everything
CV, so we can do proper casting.
All right, mine thought also about
your tip,
My tip also for the single mothers is just like
and single fathers, please too.
Yes, okay. The single mothers are mostly emotionally. They've got like hurts.
Yes.
You know, so as a father, you also have to be like somebody like being like emotional, like with the woman. You know, so you know that she has been hurt and maybe for the first time. So you has to be a caring father, and also take your time also as a single mother to decide who you want to start your next life with, and just be careful because you don't want the same mistake also to come. So
exactly.
Just be careful, maybe the words that you used to say, and also the men, also the words that you used to also throw out there. Just know that the woman is already hurt, so she need a comforter, like somebody who can take good care of her and also the kids also. So that is actually also my thought also about it. So
Yes, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have talked a lot, and I am really impressed by your ideas, DJ Obi Trice, and your idea also, Kwaku. The problem, you're already on the market now. You cannot resist. The tide has started.
your application has already sent out. So by God's grace, I think we will surely declare that Kwaku is already no more single man. It's not part of us.
No. So as we are talking about it, Wanjiru, you say it's very saddening thing that one raises a child, and when a child becomes someone, you see the other coming to claim the child. Monkey they work, baboon they chop. Oh, okay, point. That's a point. I will not even add anything. And this is a very sad situation, but it happens again and again. And I'm saying, but I want the single parents to know, especially we have more single mothers as fathers, generally.
Of course.
Generally, because of our mother heart, we cannot leave our children to suffer. If the husband runs away, then we are so forgiving. You know, like you said, you get one man, you get a child, and then you try again because you're trusting and you fell in love, and then it happens again, and there's hit and run, and then again and again. And
men is different, you know, because men can even from next day, a man cannot be a single person. Or or how do you think?
There are some, but it doesn't happen because you just deposit and go. Hello, we are the ones left to carry 9 months, and then when you give birth, you cannot put it outside. There's some women who do, and they put the child out there or give it away, and then people say, "Oh, what a bad mother." Of course, sometimes there's a lot of conflict.
And there are some men, their conscience is like only that is their job. Doing that, spoiling the woman, and leaving them
very
with the
sick,
kids
so
and stuff. And I know somebody who was already already grown up, and he has already also done a lot. And for him, he ought to be a single person, and
and they don't understand
spoiling the woman.
And
it's really not nice.
It's such a crazy situation. So single parents, be careful, especially mamas. You're the ones who are going to carry the seat for 9 months. So put all the padlocks you can.
They should be happy. They should just be happy, because in some other countries like Saudi Arabia or those ones, you cannot do that.
You cannot, and if they do, then
they have those kind of punishment that they give to the men. So men, you have to be lucky that you are in this country and you can do all those kind of things. But just know that somebody's out there.
It will follow you. It will follow you still. And I'm saying, please, as single parent, avoid the traps of single parenting. Sometimes you get misused. Sometimes you get trapped or tricked into a situation. Don't let it happen again. Try. I know it's not easy, especially because you deal a lot with depression and being lonely and being alone in this country without your family, your bigger family. And here is not a place where you can start just any business to survive and other things. There are so many things that make it difficult. But still, have self-love. Take care of yourself. Take care of your situation. Financial issues or any type of help you need, don't be ashamed to ask for help. Don't forget to ask for help. Don't just die alone. Don't get so down that you cannot move forward, because your children also want you to be healthy. If you're a father, single father, and you need, they are happy. If they see you happy, they are also happy, and then they will also support you. So thank you so much for whoever was with us and was listening to us. Was very interesting topic, because we know what it means. Some of us have been raised by single moms or single parents. We know what that means, and some of us are, maybe as my friends here are saying, there are some who are jumping around there like monkeys, making others to become single parents without thinking. If you are that type of a person, you need to change, because you are not going to do that for long. It will follow you one day. And if you are a single parent, for whatever reason you find yourself in this circumstance, is not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Life goes on.
It does.
Try to be strong, get the help you need, and get network. Try to find out who can support you or who you can walk this journey together. You don't have to marry right away. You don't have to get the next best person who comes knocking at your door. Take your time and you will make it. You and your children, you will make it. Whether a man or woman, you will make it. A single parenthood is not a curse, is not a sickness. And those who are around single parents, don't stigmatize them, support them, and don't run away. They're not going to steal your husband or wives. Please, just if you had a friend and they became single parent right away, support that person. Yeah. And anyway, they will not force you to become their partner. So just take your time and be a friend in need, because that's what counts. All the best and God bless. Thank you so much, Kwaku the Problem, for being part of the show. Thank you so much, DJ Obi Trice, for being part of the show. And you are really, you already now a candidate, nah? So you're welcome again and again. Share the word. Next Sunday, we'll be here again with Aggie's Live Talk Show on Radio R 99.2 FM. Every Sunday from 4 p.m. We'll be here next Sunday again with a different topic. Join us and spread the word. And we look forward. Anything that concerns the diaspora, we are here.
Also, breaking news, we also lost a prophet, TV Joshua.
Yes, we saw that on Facebook. We wish his family comfort, and we wish them really all the best. May God give them peace. And may he rest in peace. Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you so much. And bye-bye. Have a nice time. Then Kingdom Talk is coming as next. Don't forget, refresh your cup if it's empty. I know we had a very hot topic. Just refresh your cup. Get your favorite place to sit and receive the blessings.
Also, don't forget to, if you need your African food, Aggie's Afro Bazaar as well in Erlingen.
Exactly. Thank you so much and bye-bye. So long.
You came all the way from Africa